In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Has the Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table,
I'm about to start rapping, and soon everyone will be saying, "That's me, I'm like Roy Jones Jr." I'm coming out, like Roy did with his "Y'all Must Have Forgot" anthem. Now, Terence Crawford is throwing down a challenge to Canelo Alvarez, hinting that he plans to dominate the sport just like a true legend. With rumors about a fight intensifying, Crawford's confidence is stirring up controversy, adding fuel to the fire. Crawford didn't hold back, saying, "As I've mentioned, the future looks bright and the sport is moving in the right direction. We'll see where it takes me." This isn't just empty talk, he's directly challenging Canelo. Crawford is positioning himself to take over the spotlight, a place Canelo has held for years. With his words,
these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? Were you 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because if you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world. Like 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience. He's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in that.
And ambition, Crawford is making it clear that boxing only has room for one king, and he's ready to claim that throne. Amir Khan, who once faced Crawford in the ring, stoked the flames even further with his bold statement. Having felt Crawford's power firsthand, Khan openly admitted,
"Everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine."
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you asking about that, because you say, your matchup is coming out of the other weight classes, and that's it, and he's welterweight, so don't make sense.
That the undefeated champion has the potential to dethrone Canelo. Crawford could definitely beat him.
Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing. It was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him and bobbing him. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out, and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, he's been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. I was just mentally ready for the shots. I already told myself, I know I'm going to get hit. I know I'm going to get hit on my chin. But it's, I got to bite down on my mouthpiece and push. Look what happened in the 3rd round. I got hit with a left hook. We'd be practicing in camp the whole time, keeping my right hand to my chin. And I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. That's like a thing for me when I... my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. I was like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, it comes to boxing. The greats done got dropped, got hurt.
Khan said, Crawford is a big, strong, 147-pound fighter, and a lot of people don't give him credit for that. If that fight happens, as long as Crawford sticks to his smart boxing style, he can win it. This isn't just praise, it's a pointed critique of Canelo's dominance. Khan's words suggest
Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around, alright? Crawford, pound for pound #1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anyway, I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be a 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for
that Crawford's precision and skill could expose weaknesses that others haven't been able to exploit. With such a strong endorsement from a former opponent, the message is clear. Crawford could be the one to end Canelo's reign, and the boxing world is on edge, waiting to see if the power dynamics shift. But Crawford did
everything in my career. Every fight make my legacy different and better. You know? Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason.
Didn't stop there. He cranked up the tension, claiming that his mere presence is a serious threat to Canelo's legacy. Crawford implied that Canelo's reluctance to take the fight or his excessive financial demands are signs of fear rather than strategy. By presenting himself as the challenger capable of toppling Canelo, Crawford
circle, like the communication levels, like between me and my dad, just a whole lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that usually is there, wasn't there because of the situation, which is, to me, fine, because I went through with it, I believe in myself, talent, and whatever happens, happens, but I'm not going to be shy or run away from something because, like, life is going on. But this is my life also, boxing.
Yeah. What caused, you mentioned your brother was in a coma on the 4th floor, your mom in a coma in the 5th floor. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes I'm letting a little bit out. It's more like an intimate settings where I can sit down and have an interview, and I feel like I can like tell somebody face to face. Over the phone is kind of like, not the proper way I would like to deliver like my message, but yeah, just tough, man. It was just tough. It was just a tough time.
Yeah.
Tough time. It was tough time.
Is pushing the narrative that the Mexican superstar is avoiding an inevitable clash. The implication is obvious. Canelo understands what's at stake, and facing Crawford could risk his position as the face of boxing. This is more than just a rivalry. It's a battle for legacy, and Crawford is making sure everyone knows who holds the upper hand. If I'm easy work, Crawford remarked, responding to Canelo's comments,
overwhelms them,
then
but
why not prove it?
Overall, now looking back at the fight, like, what'd you make of how it played out, in your opinion?
I mean, I went in there and just, like I said, like something like the usual way of training or some of the stuff that I'm used to hearing wasn't there because the corner was silent. It was like me and my dad had like a relationship during that time. Andre Rosario, who was like sort of new to the situation, and then it just saw a whole bunch of silence. It wasn't this normal stuff like the stuff that will keep me.
Despite the massive sums of money being offered, the fact that he demands $200 million for Ben Veeds and $150 million to fight me clearly indicates one thing.
People say affects him, but I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
I'm a threat to him. I'm a serious challenge to his legacy. Terence Crawford's confidence in his ability to face Canelo Alvarez isn't just about making bold statements. It's grounded in years of experience. Known for dismantling opponents regardless of their size, Crawford remains unfazed by the physical advantages that Canelo may bring to the table. He has always been a fighter who adapts, and now he's ready to prove.
54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented. He's 154, and he knows. as much help. Maybe they do in 168 for a big check.
My last thing, Canelo, you just donated $70 million.
That adaptability on the biggest stage of his career. Crawford acknowledged that the primary concern when facing Canelo is his punching power and physical
of boxing, the martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpunch somebody too. That's why.
But you ain't had a decision in a long time, bro. You known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that. But that ain't how you move now. Right.
There's the bud nut huggers, the bud butt buddies. You see that. You see that. We see that. Understand me? You see what that say? Jamel Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Word Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People gotta make it make sense. Charlo's still big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind.
Size, the key strengths for which Canelo is known. This isn't simply an acknowledgement of Canelo's abilities, but a thoughtful recognition of the challenges that lie ahead. Crawford isn't shying away from the fact that he'll be up against a bigger, stronger opponent. Rather, he's ready to face that challenge head on as another.
Opinions don't matter, it's all facts. No opinions, sport podcast. And I'm always gonna bring you the real, never the fake, and I'm never late on the news, you hear me? Get at me, man.
Chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next two fights, and he's still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness, but.
Obstacle to overcome. With these comments, Crawford is sending a clear message. He respects Canelo's strengths, but isn't intimidated by them. A potential showdown between the two would pit different styles and strategies against one another, and Crawford is already mentally preparing for that.
Everybody wants to fight you. Yeah. Now, I saw after the end of the Crawford fight, how they call him, the excellency, Turkey, his excellency. The Sheik said that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford. Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, comes down.
That'll work. Yeah, so if you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in. Because, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last...
battle. His history of overcoming larger opponents demonstrates his resilience and ability to adapt. Crawford further stated, "But who knows, once we get in the ring, we'll see how I handle his punching power or his size. I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty used to that aspect of the game." He's doubling down on his readiness.
You want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him, I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head.
For whatever challenges lie ahead, not only acknowledging the uncertainties, but also emphasizing that he's been in similar situations before. The message is clear. While Canelo's size and power
Paul with good movement and sharp boxing, it'd be hard for Canelo with that high guard to walk him down and load up on them big hook. I think Bud with Canelo.
Bud Crawford. Just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2, 3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook.
May intimidate others. For Crawford, it's just another challenge in the ring. These statements only add to the anticipation, setting the stage for a fight that could reshape the landscape of boxing. Crawford's calculated confidence and willingness to face the unknown have all eyes on whether Canelo is willing to accept the challenge. The boxing world has been buzzing with Crawford's bold declarations, and now the conversation has reached new heights with the involvement of legendary boxer and promoter Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya didn't hold back, expressing his firm belief that Crawford has the skills to defeat Canelo Alvarez. De La Hoya said, "First of all, I give Crawford all the credit in the world for even considering fighting Canelo, but if that fight ever happens, I've got Crawford winning, 100%. And yes, people may say I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. Crawford is a big guy, and I believe he can handle Canelo, as they are both similar in size." This endorsement from a Hall of Famer carries weight beyond just an opinion. It's a direct challenge to Canelo's invincibility. Oscar De La Hoya's statement suggests that Terence Crawford's exceptional versatility and intelligence in the ring could be the key to dismantling Canelo's dominance. Coming from someone who understands the pressure of being at the top, this is a significant blow to Canelo's aura. With De La Hoya throwing his support behind Crawford, the narrative is shifting, and the cracks in Canelo's legacy are becoming harder to ignore. De La Hoya's endorsement of Crawford was a monumental shift in the conversation, but the story didn't stop there. The focus quickly turned to Canelo Alvarez, who eventually spoke out about the potential showdown. His response was firm and direct, clearly attempting to put the pressure back on Crawford. Canelo dismissed the idea of a catchweight fight, rejecting the notion of meeting Crawford halfway. Instead, he challenged Crawford to move up to 168 pounds, Canelo's domain, and face him on his own terms. This wasn't just a simple rebuttal, it was a strategic move to assert his dominance as the reigning superstar of boxing. "I can't go down anymore," Canelo explained. "But when they asked me about fighting Gervonta Davis, they don't want to give me credit for that. It's the same situation here. I don't need to take that fight because people will just say, 'He's too small, too small. He deserves his moment. He's earned it.' I respect Errol Spence, but I knew from the start that Crawford's style would be different at 168. But like he said, no one's going to give me credit for that." Canelo's refusal to entertain the idea of a catchweight fight raised eyebrows and further fueled the debate. Given Crawford's remarkable adaptability and skill, many wondered if Canelo's stance was a sign of confidence, or perhaps a subtle form of hesitation. By insisting the fight take place at 168, Canelo appeared to be trying to stack the odds in his favor. Eddie Hearn also weighed in on the controversy, casting doubt on Crawford's ability to handle the physical demands of moving up to 168 pounds. While acknowledging Crawford's brilliance and status as one of the sport's best, Hearn questioned whether the size difference would prove too much, even for someone as talented as Crawford. His skepticism wasn't solely about size, it hinted at the potential risks of taking on such a challenging fight, which could stretch even the most elite fighters to their limits. Despite his reservations, Hearn conceded that Crawford's ring IQ and talent might give him a chance to overcome the odds. Hearn's comments only added fuel to the fire, intensifying the divide among boxing fans and experts. The debate is now more heated than ever as the boxing world waits to see whether these two fighters will meet in the ring. The world is questioning whether this fight will ever take place, or if it will remain one of boxing's great what-ifs. Honestly, the reality is that Crawford might not be able to make the jump to 168 pounds. Moving up from 135 to 140, then to 147, and even 154, eventually the weight could become too much, and 168 might be just too far. However, Crawford is brilliant, a true boxing genius, a once-in-a-generation talent, so maybe, just maybe, he can can figure out a way to make it work, but there's no doubt he'd be at a huge disadvantage. Eddie Hearn, despite his initial doubts about Crawford competing at 168 pounds, still offered some insight into how he might approach a fight with Canelo Alvarez. As an experienced promoter with a deep understanding of boxing tactics, Hearn suggested that Crawford's adaptability and high boxing IQ could help him navigate the significant differences in size and power. He believed Crawford would likely adopt a defensive strategy, fighting off the back foot against Canelo. To be honest, that's how you'd have to approach it, Hearn said. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade with Canelo, especially given the weight disparity. Hearn's analysis acknowledged the reality of fighting Canelo in his prime, a fighter with a dangerous combination of power and precision that has taken down even the best. By suggesting a defensive approach, Hearn hinted that Crawford could use his intelligence to outthink and outmaneuver his opponent. But this strategy raises a valid question. Could Crawford effectively withstand Canelo's relentless pressure? This potential matchup isn't just about skill, it's about who can impose their style and control the flow of the fight. The debate only intensifies as Eddie Hearn's comments added more fuel to the fire. But Crawford wasn't done making his stance clear. Known for his fearless attitude both inside and outside the ring, Crawford took the opportunity to refocus the conversation on his own strengths. With the pressure mounting and all eyes on him, Crawford delivered a direct and unapologetic message to anyone doubting his abilities, particularly Canelo Alvarez. Crawford made it clear that he wasn't interested in hypothetical scenarios or playing games. His focus is on what he does best, dominating his opponents with unmatched skill and determination. This wasn't just confidence, it was a declaration of intent. Crawford is ready to bring his relentless aggression and elite precision into the ring, daring anyone, even Canelo, to try and stop him. I can't rap, Crawford said, so I'll stick to what I know. I beat people up. I beat people up. The message was unmistakable. Crawford isn't backing down. He thrives on proving people wrong and defying expectations. With this bold warning, the stage is set for a potential showdown that could shake the world of boxing. The upcoming showdown has the potential to redefine the legacies of both fighters and settle the ongoing debate about who truly reigns supreme in the boxing world. Crawford's warning wasn't empty chatter. It was the result of relentless preparation. As speculation about a possible fight with Canelo continues to dominate the headlines, Crawford has been honing his skills and pushing his limits in training. The undefeated champion is leaving no stone unturned, treating every training session as a crucial step toward proving he is the best in the sport. When asked if they think their kids could become UFC champions, many parents might respond with a laugh or a simple no. Why? They don't pay you enough, they might say. But for Crawford, the commitment to his craft speaks volumes. His dedication to training is a clear indication that he's ready for any challenge, including stepping up to Canelo's weight class. Crawford's work ethic reflects his relentless pursuit of greatness, leaving no doubt that he's preparing for the fight of his life. Despite critics questioning his ability to handle Canelo's power and size, Crawford is focused on one goal: silencing the doubters in the most emphatic way possible. The ongoing controversy surrounding this potential clash only fuels his determination, making the prospect of the fight even more electrifying. Crawford's intense training has already attracted attention, but it's not just his work ethic that's turning heads. Former opponent Sean Porter, who knows Crawford's strength firsthand, offered a unique perspective on what sets him apart. Porter's insights revealed a deeper layer to Crawford's preparation, one that defies traditional boxing norms and demonstrates his ability to adapt and evolve as a fighter. Porter shared, "I felt his strength, and something I realized last week was that Terence has been hitting weights for a long time, something you're usually told not to do in boxing." Porter's comments highlight Crawford's unconventional approach, which challenges the typical boxing wisdom. Unlike many fighters who avoid weight training to maintain speed and flexibility, Crawford has found a way to build strength without sacrificing his precision. This unique method of training emphasizes why Crawford continues to stay ahead of his competition, blending power and finesse in a way few can match. Porter continued, praising Crawford's ability to handle different weight classes, stating, "When he moved to 147, he was perfectly filled out. The same thing is happening now as he moves to 154. He's going to be more filled out than anyone expects." This calculated progression isn't just about adding size, it's about mastering each weight class and ensuring that Crawford is ready for whatever challenge lies ahead. Terence Crawford's versatility and ability to excel at every level demonstrate his unwavering commitment to overcoming challenges, regardless of their magnitude. For Canelo Alvarez, a fighter known for his dominance through sheer power, Crawford's transformation into a threat at multiple weight classes presents a serious challenge to that dominance. If Crawford handles Madoff in a way that no one expects, showing strength and power, people will be left questioning how he's managing it. They'll be wondering about shortcuts, about this or that, but in reality, it's simply the result of his relentless preparation. Crawford has put in the work to get to this point. Sean Porter's insights question the narrative surrounding Crawford's rise through the weight divisions. His success isn't based on luck or taking shortcuts. It's the outcome of detailed preparation and years of refining his skills. These comments reinforce why Crawford's name strikes fear into his rivals. The message is clear. Crawford's preparation isn't just about facing Canelo. It's about proving that he belongs at the top, no matter the weight class or opponent. As the boxing world watches with anticipation, Porter's testimony adds to the growing evidence that Crawford is ready to challenge the limits of what's possible in the sport. His preparation, as Porter emphasized, showcases a fighter who is prepared to confront any challenge head-on. However, even Porter acknowledged the peril posed by Canelo Alvarez's devastating power, particularly in the early rounds, where Canelo is known for his relentless aggression and ability to break opponents down with his punches. Porter highlighted how important the early rounds are for Crawford to handle carefully, as Canelo's powerful style could prove overwhelming early on. However, as the fight progresses, Porter pointed out that Crawford's ability to adapt and capitalize on any slowdowns in Canelo's pace could shift the momentum. Crawford's stamina, precision, and strategic brilliance could prove to be game changers. This fight is not just about physical strength, it's a battle of skill, strategy, and heart, with the potential to reshape both fighters' legacies. Porter voiced concerns about Crawford absorbing Canelo's punches over the course of 12 rounds, but also acknowledged that Canelo's pace would inevitably slow, presenting Crawford with an opportunity to gain control. When discussing Canelo's style, Porter remarked that the Mexican champion will likely come out fast, looking to dominate early before his power begins to fade later in the rounds. It's clear that a fight of this caliber requires more than just strength. It demands a range of qualities that define a true champion and legend. As speculation around the possible showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez intensifies, respected trainers and boxing analysts are offering their insights. One such figure is Buddy McGirt, a veteran trainer with a wealth of experience. McGirt offered a unique perspective on how weight could play a role in the fight, further highlighting Crawford's exceptional skills and ability to rise to even the toughest challenges. McGirt suggested that Crawford should come in under 168 pounds, further emphasizing the physical demands of such a high-profile bout. Buddy McGirt has expressed strong confidence in Terence Crawford's ability to perform at a high level, regardless of his weight. Despite Crawford being 64 or 65 years old, McGirt believes that when the time comes for a fight, Crawford will handle his business effectively. His unwavering belief in Crawford's talent is both striking and controversial. Many people have questioned whether Crawford can compete successfully at a higher weight class, especially when compared to the formidable size and power of fighters like Canelo Alvarez. However, McGirt argues that Crawford's technical brilliance and adaptability will allow him to overcome any potential size disadvantage. McGirt's perspective challenges the commonly held view that Canelo's strength and size would dominate the fight. Instead, he suggests that Crawford's skill set could counteract those factors. These comments have sparked more debate, dividing fans and experts. McGirt's confidence in Crawford highlights the fighter's growing reputation as a once-in-a-generation talent capable of overcoming significant challenges. With every new opinion voiced, the anticipation for a potential fight between Crawford and Canelo only grows, adding to the controversy surrounding it. However, not everyone shares McGirt's optimism. Demetrius Andrade, a skilled boxer with extensive experience, offers a more cautious perspective. While Andrade respects Crawford's abilities, he is also keenly aware of Canelo's dominance in the ring. Andrade referred to Canelo as a big, bad wolf, emphasizing his experience, defensive skills, and ability to take powerful shots. While Andrade acknowledges that Crawford could make the fight competitive, he doubts whether Crawford has what it takes to defeat Canelo. His remarks present Canelo as nearly unstoppable, adding another layer of complexity to the ongoing debate about how a potential fight would unfold.